All right, time for Media Watch. Emma James is here to tell us what is making a buzz online today. Good to see you, Emma. And we're going to start with outrage online, really. This is over a feast for the leader of a nation that is struggling to feed itself.
Yes, absolutely. There's been widespread anger online on this issue because it is videos of the Venezuelan leader, Nicolas Maduro, having an extravagant meal served to him by a celebrity chef in Istanbul that has people very upset indeed. Now, the opposition leader, Julio Borges, tweeted this video. And with it, a message saying, while Venezuelans suffer and die of hunger, Nicolas Maduro and his wife enjoy one of the priciest restaurants in the world, all with money stolen from the Venezuelan people. Another opposition figure says that 60% of Venezuelans haven't eaten protein in the last 30 days, but Maduro has been given a meat banquet. Now, the videos were originally posted by a gentleman most commonly known as Salt Bae. He's the celebrity chef in question. He has since deleted them because of the amount of controversy that they have engendered. However, people obviously had saved them before that happened, so they are still out there. His real name is Nusret Goche, and he has, as you can see, nearly 16 million followers on Instagram. He won't be familiar with being a figure of frankly, hatred, but because he became very well known beginning of 2017. This is how you may have seen him on social media. He has a very extravagant way of seasoning his meat. He also does some rather strange things with it that I won't go into. But yes, he's very flamboyant, shall we say. Let's leave it at that.
Did he not know who Nicolas Maduro was or about the controversy surrounding Venezuela?
I think he knew exactly who Maduro was. He has praised Chavez, I think it was, in the past. So yes, he has a bit of a troubled history with these kind of issues, but now he is very much a figure of derision online. This cartoon shows him seasoning the food of two people who are basically scavenging in the rubbish for their food. You can see the flies coming off of that, and people commenting on, "I couldn't be more disappointed. Your level of ignorance, greediness and disrespect is just too much." This comparing really what is happening on the streets of Venezuela with what was happening for Nicolas Maduro at that very opulent dinner, where he was also given a box of cigars and a T-shirt with Salt Bae on the front. And this, a cartoon, again, showing the Maduros. He pops up and look what he's seasoning. He is seasoning the bones of what appears to be a small child on a plate with the Venezuelan flag. Now, interestingly, Florida Senator Marco Rubio has also waded into this row. Partly because Salt Bae has a restaurant in Miami, Florida. He talks about Salt Bae being a weirdo and then berates Maduro, saying he's the overweight dictator of a nation where 30% of the people eat only once a day and infants are suffering from malnutrition. Now, some people feel Marco Rubio's gone too far because he also went on to tweet the address and the telephone number of one of Salt Bae's restaurants, advising people to call if they felt particularly upset about what had happened. As for just how expensive this place is, well, if you go onto their website, there are no prices at all. I think it's a question of if you have to ask, you can't afford it. Right. Interestingly, though, the steak that was served to Nicolas Maduro apparently retails at around €235 a pop.
A steak?
For a steak, yes, absolutely. A lot of people very angry about this, and this is, again, his T-shirt featuring Salt Bae's face as he puffs on a Cuban cigar, and also people calling for people to boycott these restaurants because they just don't feel it's appropriate what he has done here.
Wow, $280 steaks for Nicolas Maduro while his people starve. Not a good look at all. All right, here in France, a remark from President Macron has sparked 1,000 memes, has it not?
It has indeed, yes. It happened on Saturday, but people are still talking about it now. The French president isn't too popular at the moment, and he's struggling to drive down unemployment. However, when he met an unemployed would-be gardener, he didn't give him any sympathy or encouragement when the enterprising young man asked about could he work on the Élysée Gardens. Instead, he gave a lecture, and a lot of people very unimpressed about that. He basically said, if you just cross the road, we could find you a job straight away, as though getting a job is just like that here in France right now. This is the young man in question. Lots of journalists spent the weekend trying to track him down. They have now found him. He is called Jonathan Jean, and he appeared on Europe 1 this morning, Europe 1, the radio station, where he said that he was very disappointed disappointed by Emmanuel Macron's reaction, that he gets up at 6 every day trying to find himself a job. He's worked in cafes before, which is what Emmanuel Macron advised he do. He said, I've even done washing up. And he thinks that the president should actually accompany him when he goes out to search for a job. Instead, he was accompanied today by members of the media. C'est à vous, programme here in France, accompanied him as he went to try and get a job just as a dishwasher in this cafe. No luck at all. He's not the only one who thinks that Macron is out of touch. As you said, lots of memes have been doing the rounds. This one, French people to work, just press the button and cross the road, says this one. This gentleman says he's warming up to cross the road. And my favourite one, this person wondering, what do you do after you have crossed the road?
Excellent.